Hi guys, welcome to Verbier. My name is Chris. I work as a guide and instructor at Singletrail Verbier, and throughout this summer we're going to be bringing you a series of riding tip videos to help you improve your performance on the trail. So in this first video, we're going to be talking about the basic riding position when you're on a mountain bike. We've basically got two positions, the seated position and the standing position. The seated position is better for going uphill, for pedaling efficiency. And the standing position is better for going downhill because you can move your weight around a little bit more and it's easier to get the weight down low through the pedals rather than when you're sitting, the weight is always up here on the saddle and it's easier to move side to side. So the downhill standing position is much more stable. So in order to stay in the middle of the bike, we want to have our legs and our arms a little bit flexed, not locked out like this. A little bit of bend. We don't want to bend down too much though, especially with the arms. If we bend down too much like this, it puts a lot of effort on the muscles in our arms. We can get tired very quickly. So it's important to bend your legs a little bit when you're on the mountain bike because the legs are the biggest suspension you've got. Most mountain bikes have a fork and a shock to help you absorb the shocks on the trail, but if you can learn to use your legs, you're going to have a much smoother ride. So in both the seated and the standing position, you want to be roughly in the middle of the bike. If you imagine like when you're walking down the street, you have your center of mass, which is inside the middle of your body here, and you have the base of support, which is your 2 feet. If you're walking down the street and you lean too far forward or too far back, the center of mass is going to go outside of the base of support and that's going to cause you to fall over. It's exactly the same on the bike. So the base of support in the bike is in between the two axles and our center of mass is still inside our body. So if we go too far forward or backwards, we're going to be likely to fall off the bike. It's also important to find a position where you're able to go forward and backwards easily on the bike, depending on the obstacles that we find on the trail. For example, if we are on the trail and suddenly we have to go uphill, if we stay in the same position, we're going to end up too far back. So we need to move our weight forward to keep our weight in between the axles and be able to drive those pedals up the hill. In exactly the same way, if we suddenly become across a steep part on the trail and we need to go downhill, if we stay in the same place with the bike pointing down like this, you're going to find yourself very quickly too far forward and you end up over the handlebars. So we definitely need to find a position where we're able to go back towards the rear wheel if we need to. So here's a great example. I've come along this trail here, it's nice and flat. Suddenly there's this little steep bit where you've got to drop in. If I stay in the center of the bike, I'm going to go over the handlebars. So I need to get my weight towards the back of the bike, over the back tire. The further back the better. Like, not many people fall off the back of the bike. A lot of people fall off the front of the bike. So get it right back there, ride it out, and as you come into the flat bit at the bottom again, move your weight a little bit further forward. So it's the same thing for going uphill, guys. If I want to go up this short little ramp here, I'm coming along the flat trail with my weight in the middle of the bike, I'm going to need to shift my weight a little bit further forward to get over the front wheel so I can push on the pedals a little bit harder and drive up. Something that's very important to help you being able to get your weight back towards the back wheel is having the dropper post. Most modern mountain bikes now have a adjustable height saddle post, so you can push this lever and push down and it gets the saddle out of the way, making it much easier to move your weight towards the back of the bike. So in the downhill stance, we definitely want to get the saddle down, the dropper post out of the way, so that you can move your weight back towards the back of the bike. Another important aspect of body position is the position on the pedals. We want to have our pedals level and we want to place our foot with the ball in the middle of the pedal. That allows us to balance much more easily with the muscles we have in our leg, and to use those muscles to pedal. And we can tilt the pedal backwards and forwards. If we place our foot with the heel on the pedal, we're not going to have so much balance or so much power. We also want to line our foot up so it's pointing the front of the bike. We don't want our feet on the pedals pointing to the side at angles. We also want to think about the position of our hands on the grips. You see a lot of people when they start out mountain biking gripping the bars too tightly. That causes the muscles to work too hard and you'll get tired before the end of the run. You want a fairly loose grip to allow you to pull on the brakes and absorb any shocks going through the handlebars. So there you go. Next time you're out on the trail, remember that relaxed body position with the loose grip on the bars and move around so you can adapt to the obstacles on the trail. Enjoy your ride, guys.